Okay, abusua makwa ba shonko so edeba Ghana politics avenue so abusua yembonra yensemu certain NPP MP abusua ni din akwa akopie mu ewo SML scandal and rather OSP kisi ejaben ede list ba bontia certain NPP MP we ni sisi ani din akwa akopie Speaker of Parliament oba be declare ni seat no vacant or say he is not there to protect criminals. Intino say oko na okoko tenefia ya sake no ede free parliament abusuya until say investigations no ebeba awie no abusuya sa MP we betenefia mom yanko na yanko nkoti ensem be call so unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabia ha Ghana politics avenue. So and don't forget to click on the notification bell so na any updates be able drop bia no wonso wonsa ebetumi aka medamase.
The press conference a man we hear, it was nothing. And let me tell you this. I see nipa bi ena omuka ho ena kenoforiata ewi Ghana sika. Na odi nipa we mu nyina edin ebetutu TV so say papa your friend Kenel Damwa na or your former customs commissioner MP for German South. Kenel Damwa na mebo the video wa ha ni audio wa ha na offer custom officer lady bi ka che say oil bi aba port wo na sa oil no pirated oil na mema ne emu locked because Jubilee House dia bokai man we and the retire free customs no otumi di sika no pre-seat into a parliamentary immunity. Today is an investigations. I was say Alban Bagbin. Ekache say he should vacate his seat. Now, Uncle Tenefie, after the investigations are done, if he is clean, he can come back to Parliament because we can't have a potential criminal making laws for us. As we speak, Kenel Damwa is a potential criminal. He's under criminal investigations and he does not have to sit in Parliament as an NPP MP to be making laws for us. This man needs to go home and wait until the investigations are done, because we cannot have a potential thief, an experienced potential thief, to be sitting in Parliament making laws for us. We cannot allow that. And if Alban Bagbin, he's saying he's honest and patriotic as he always preaches, he needs to call this guy and tell him, go home. We cannot have you, because your presence here in this Parliament basically tells the world that we are condoning criminality until you are cleared. You cannot sit in my Parliament. But if Alban Bagbin refuses to do that, then Alban Bagbin himself needs to see himself like Kenel Damwa, because he is entertaining and condoning criminality in Parliament. Kiseja Bebekaja said these are the men who basically through the investigation he's done, Omni Kenofuriata Area Ghana ska. Into some man we your friend Kenel Damwa or be charge no. Your baba no so. Or some man we so another criminal. Kiseja Ben then accomplices no ebieni papa or your friend Emmanuel Kofinti or your former commissioner GRA or some man we ka ho and or sign documents ni nyina boa Kenoforiata emani wi Ghana enti papa we so nipa or ba be charge no. 3 or say papa we your friend Amisha Dai Owusu Amoa or no say former commissioner general GRA on an boss or say papa we so na oka ho ena onike Kenoforiata ene omaka no ehye kuntuna se ede SML no ebo Ghana kro no into we so obe charge no so oye kromfo man we your friend no Isaac Krenzel mikromu fantinyi or your former customs commissioner later GM to of SML owie ne custom adwuma no SML for the juma as the senior boss. It was sa company na obo mo ma omudupi Ghana for no per the auditor general or some man we so ya kromfo a obehwehwe ne nsem mu omo nyina ye Akuffo appointees. Now osasa man we your friend no Ernest Akori osi man we so potential criminal ono so another person na oka ho ono so na oye chef de cabinet to Ken Oforiata. You can say chef de cabinet et say sebio obi beka say we de ni twetwo mucho we na otu anu wetiem we de say obeso kunipa obeso ku Ken Oforiata we na also de duro no ma no you find chef de cabinet only de Ken Oforiata be no wine kra only de nkan twa so no de say was Ken we de poison him when Ken Ofurata ne boko suata free de gufo na no ketere ma fa ho ono enso ye nipa bi a ohu ni se ono so eka ho na Ken Ofurata ebo Ghana kro no edi ye dwirum into ono so obe charge no ewo eye saa kro no we mu chef de cabernet ni din chef de cabernet is a wine a free France and e say bia wine papa bi a ahye eye selemu ache chef de cabernet ono so eno no yese kro no obomu ma ne totete ono so eka ho. Now, the interesting thing about this whole thing, kisi jami be ni nyina say, and the obegina TV so a na ne ho popo ne to sisa a oye concert a ne ho nyina popo a na no popo a na onim se odi atrofa ne hwinimu no. 90% of Ghanaians na omohwe show ni nyina na say omohwe kisi jami comedy show ni nyina na say they wanted kisi jami to tell us say my investigations are bedru ha intend make a check Ghana for say ejuma ma ye may the paper way, krata way, air comma, attorney general. That is all that we're waiting for as Ghanaians. Now, the most interesting thing is, Odru baby na ewo se oka se or the Ken Ofurata bebe fie ana onfani bebe fie or the docket bema attorney general. Na attorney general activate the extradition no through the US agency, security agencies, you know. This is what he said. Mumianko tie take your time and listen to him. He was speaking his words well because no him say Ghana for Jimmy. Now, press conference no almost 3 hours. No, this is the part at the end of the day na important. Dia Kenya na nkwasiasem. Dia Kenya na ode bedada mo. Na nyansa ni ba kumpum. In fact, from my source, no, what he did today, he had not even prepared it. This was done overnight. All the things he came to tell you, they are not things that he has worked on at the no. They worked on this overnight. The partner na ye hear say Obama ye straightforward answer. Because Attorney General Busau or say, if you have the investigations, send it to me in its current state. Inti the Obaka change in our investigations are why. All right. Now let's go and listen to the comedian of the year.
7 January 2017. Kenneth Nanai.
Our intelligence was solid that this person just didn't want to come to the country voluntarily. By March of 2025, we had collected all the evidence that we needed to aid in the prosecution of this matter. However, 2 things were outstanding. One, we needed official verification of a lot of the items that we had intercepted, especially in respect of communication. And this will require the input of our major foreign partners. Indeed, the packet arrived on Monday in validation of what we had way back in March. Then, early June, I think it was 10th June, we carried out further searches and seizures at 2 offices of SML, one in Accra in Osu and one in Tema. And there we retrieved computer servers and hard drives that had to be subjected to forensic examination. This work is not done overnight. And it is upon this reason that we informed the Attorney General when we kick-started the extradition process that the dockets had not been bound up yet because we were waiting for something. At the OSP, we do not talk lightly. We knew what we were waiting for, and we have them fully now. We have uncovered all that is contained on the computer servers and the hard drives. And now on Monday, with the gracious assistance of our major foreign partner, we have the validation of the evidence that we had way back in March 2013. So, on 2nd June 2020, we triggered the extradition request because by March, as we said, we had all the evidence we needed. We only needed official validation of them. And that is why we triggered the extradition request on 2nd June 2020 through the Chief of Staff. the past few weeks, we are once again drawing negative flag that we who put him on our list of wanted persons, that the OSP that declared him wanted, that the OSP that declared him a fugitive from justice, that the OSP that went to Interpol in record time of 48 hours and placed him on Interpol's red notice, we were stalling the case and that we were wasting time. But once again, as I said, we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were waiting for. And last week when the Attorney General addressed the media, he said something very poignant. He said, these financial investigations require time and patience. And we ask, give us that regard of time and patience, we will deliver the results we wanted, like this. And as I said, before the expiration of November 2025, we will charge all these persons that I listed before the criminal courts. We will not stultify our own investigations. We will not delay our own investigations. We would do it right. We will be patient. We will be meticulous. We would have all the expertise in the world examine all, because we only have one shot at these criminal cases. We cannot go back, forth with it. And so, I announce to you, as we did by way of our press statement last week, that we are in full collaboration with the Attorney General's Department. We cannot work against each other. We are working for the same cause, which is the cause of the Republic of Ghana. And we cannot be at loggerheads. We cannot be in dispute. Sometimes, personalities and how one wants to do something may clash a bit, but that should not be taken as dispute or disagreement. Many of you do not know my relationship with the Attorney General.
When they start to say, you don't know my relationship with this person, that is where the corruption starts. Yanni Ghana, for we don't care about your relationship with the Attorney General. You could be his lover. I don't care. You could be somebody who has licked his butt since you finished law school, or since he was your teacher. I don't fucking care. What we are talking about here is not about your relationship with the Attorney General. What we are talking about here, Kisie Jabin, is simple. If you tell us that you were waiting for a document or a docket from your U.S. partners, if you have received those documents on Monday, all the nonsense you were making, we don't care. Why don't you hand over those things that you have now to the Attorney General? Because you see, Kisie Jabin Kasa the whole day, he still did not answer the question from the Attorney General. He still did not answer any of the questions from us. The question from us was, when are you going to hand over the docket to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General catcher was say, hand over the docket in its current form. That is all. He said, hand over the docket, hand over the investigative report in its current form. Whether you have received a document from the US, from Asia, the Attorney General is saying, if you want to collaborate, hand over the thing to him and add 2 investigators or prosecutors, let them come for him to sit with them. It in some concept what makes you a prosecutor? It shows that you are not up here solid enough to be a prosecutor, because to make it easy for us, if you are telling us to say you are working and you want to work with the Attorney General is there. You are the same person who told us to say the Attorney General's office and then what the authority to trigger the extradition of Akuffo. So it does not matter whatever investigations you do. It does not matter whatever you have gathered at your disposal. He is saying that whatever you have gathered in its current state, give it to him. But also Kisie being on Kanokre. The 2.5 hours of original TV that is why we can say he's protecting Akuffo. And this guy has made it clear today, say, nobody in Ghana can trust such a liar. He's a liar. Okay? When did he start? When did this investigation start? He needs to tell us. Sir Ken Ofori-Atta investigations were starting at Bagbin. When did he officially start investigating Ken Ofori-Atta? They made Ken Ofori-Atta slip through their hands. He knew it. Ken Ofori-Atta in January to leave the country. They knew. He knew what they were doing. Now, the issue here is, it is a simple question. Question Ebusa ono a year 2-hour response. Your relationship with Attorney General Ghana for you don't care. Whether you lick his butt or he licks your dick, I don't care. What I care about is, are you following the rules and regulations? Because when you went to the Jubilee House, when you wrote a letter to the Jubilee House, the end game was that you wanted permission to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. The Jubilee House said the person who can give you that green light is the Attorney General. And the Attorney General says, bring the docket, bring the investigations in its current form and add 2 investigators so that I can move on. Nyamia on pebone, Monday ya wonsaso aka information be a chain, meaning whatever you had, it has even, you even have more. So what stopped you today from telling Ghana for say, I want to today hand over the investigations in its current form to the Attorney General? What stopped you? You are a liar. The OSP is the one aiding Ken Ofori-Atta. He's dilly-dallying. He's playing on your conscience. Ohun Ghana for some way, Jimmy. This man cannot be trusted. And anytime I say, I am not in the position to say sack Ken Ofori-Atta by whoever has to sack him. But what I am saying is, we as a nation, we need to start thinking. We cannot hand over an office like this and say, "Sir, office will be to fight corruption." We can't. If the NDC government is going to fail, Kisie Jabe will lead that failure. Because you see, there's nothing this guy, say, he is ready to hand over the information he has. Right now, he is telling us to say, he is now going to to charge these people November. And psychologically or statical side no or sitting Attorney General or the Attorney General pa be an on new school or chair dear now Attorney General cry a press conference no Attorney General can say when it comes to issues like these criminal investigations no it needs time he needs time. It is not the time you need. It is not Attorney General telling us to say, in criminal investigations, you need time. It's about you handing over the docket and investigations to the Attorney General. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do such a simple thing? Nyame on pebone Monday, also saying lots and lots of documents from the United States. It even gives you every right to say, whatever I was waiting for, Mensaka, Attorney General at Sum. What stopped this guy from doing that? He is protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. All the people he mentioned, Crocodile John, he cannot prosecute any of those 5 people. I'm telling you on authority. Kisie Jabe cannot prosecute Damwa, Oltumin Jelino, Obwa. He cannot prosecute Breko. He cannot prosecute Amishadai. He cannot prosecute the 5 people. He's using them to confuse you. Now, are you going to charge Ken Ofori-Atta and these 5 people in different courts or in the same court? Because if you are going to charge them all under SML and you put them in one court, when one person is not around, you cannot prosecute. So are you going to put them in different courts and charge them differently? Because what you told us, the investigation is about the 5 people, including Ken Ofori-Atta or whatever. Now, are you going to charge them the same way you are charging Ken Ofori-Atta? Then if that is going to be the case, then there's no way. Because if these people are going to be charged in the same courtroom, with the same charge sheet, Ken Ofori-Atta or Ghana, you can't jail him. And this is a game he's playing. He has spent $50.5 million since he came into that office. He has not been able to prosecute a chicken. Listen, if Mama Kancho, Ken Ofori-Atta, or your old criminal, Ken Ofori-Atta, or you're an experienced thief, Mama Kancho, if Kisie Jabe cannot prosecute Charles Bisu. Kisie Jabe cannot put Charles Bisu in jail. If Kisie Jabe cannot put Paul Admotre, a thief like this, a small minds like this in jail. If all those small people, Kisie Jabe could not put them in jail, I swear to God, he cannot put any of these 5 people in jail. He can't. On what basis? How can he do that? How is he going to do it? How is Kissie Jabin going to put? Because let me tell you, these 5 people that I mentioned to you, Damwa, on your small fish, I'm telling you, he has money to defend himself for almost 10 years. Sakana Damwa, we are. Where to be Sikeko Parliament, you know. He has money, he can defend himself for 5 years. Yeah? You see this guy? Kofinti, he was a GRA boss. This guy has money. And he's not a small fish that you can say, Adiachi, my brother November, me the child shit akoto machina tum. You cannot. And this guy who cannot put Charles Bisu in jail, who cannot jail Poladomochi, this guy cannot jail this guy. I'm telling you on authority. Eh? He cannot jail people who used to be commissioners of GRA. He can't. These are people who are holding money. They control. These are not chicken that you can drag and take to court for a judge to mishandle or for any prosecutor to mishandle. These are people who control. So you should see clearly that Kissie Jabin, as the special prosecutor, the fact of the case is that they say he is lying. Whatever he did today is a lie. Now, journalists are call program not to busan questions in there. Now, Shadia. Now, Shadia. Thank you very much. Onsa Mibusa eye Kissie Jabin say, when did he actually start investigating SML? Anamebwa. I want to say Kissie Jabin, they aided eye Kenoforiata. They knew they wasted time. If they didn't aid, they wasted time because they knew what they were doing. See, my mentor idea time Ben or started investigating SML. Kenoforiata to be free Ghana Koya. He could not stop Kenoforiata from leaving because Sao started investigations at a particular time. Then Kenoforiata wasn't supposed to leave the country. This is January 2024. 2024 January. OSP proves SML and GRA deal. 2024 January. And now starting investigations. So if you started investigations in 2024 January, how were you able to sit there aloof and allow Kenoforiata to leave the country without stopping him and saying that you are the main suspect? Because that time you had started, you had started probing, you had started investigation. So it means you knew that Kenoforiata was guilty from 2024. Because there was no way you started the SML deal without knowing that the finance minister was the integral person in this investigation. From January 2024, you sat down, you took your eye off, you allowed Kenoforiata to put things in order. After 2024, we entered 2025, Kenoforiata left the country. You sat, you did not issue anything. You did not put any ban on Kenoforiata from leaving this country. You sat there, allowed Kenoforiata to leave. The moment he left, you told us that you are telling the Interpol to put a red alert on him. He's a fugitive from justice. You are lying. For a whole year, you sat down, you watched the guy, you had the dockets. My investigations even shows that docket, it has been with you. You started the investigations, you knew everything about Kenoforiata's involvement in the SML. Everything was pointing to Kenoforiata, but you decided to take your eye off because you wanted to create an exit for him to go. The moment he leaves, then you can come and make noise that I want to catch him, I want to catch him, I want to catch him. You knew what you were doing. 2024 January, and I will be a GRA SML deal also, and I will start to probe here. The OSP is a liar. This man, we cannot trust this guy. Hey, if this guy is still the OSP, we should forget about the fight against corruption. We should forget about it. Nobody is going to jail from the OSP's department. Nobody is going to go to jail. This guy is protecting people who have offended us, people who have stolen from us. How can you tell me in 2024 you open probe into SML deal and you never questioned Kenoforiata? You wanted to tell me all the way January 2024 you didn't know Kenoforiata was the lead in this criminality. Kenoforiata left after a year, January 2025. Aban Sisaya and also Kenoforiata should leave because she didn't believe that the NDC, they were going to win the elections. If the NPP had won, this investigation would have been a piece of shit to you. So when the election changed, That was when Ken Ofori-Atta got the sign that he needs to exit because the SML deal, the new government, they were going to come after it. Now, a buying for front air so you created a window for Ken Ofori-Atta. You took your eye off the window, you let him escape. Then later came and said, you are looking for Ken Ofori-Atta. Where is he? Now they told you that, oh, he's gone to America. He's sick. No. He needs to come back. 1 year, you allowed this guy to escape. Today, you are telling us that you need time. Hand over a document and investigation with 2 of your investigators. You said no. And the Okasa 2 hours. You could not tell us in our face that the investigation in its current state, you want to give it to the Attorney General. What is stopping you? Because you are protecting Ken Ofori-Atta. Because you know what you are doing. Because that is what you are using the office for. And this again, you see, we should investigate the OSP. I am telling you, a special team should be put together to investigate the office of the special prosecutor. This man, his biggest fear is to leave office. Yeah? And your OSP office now, it is what to follow next. Because you see, whatever he has done there, the moment that title is taken from him, the people who want to speak will speak, and he knows it's not going to end him well. So what he's doing is that he's protecting himself. It's not that office. Because right now, what is protecting him, whatever he has done, which he knows, whatever is protecting him is that title, the special prosecutor. His fear is not leaving that office. His fear is that that title is taken away and that everyone can come in and say, this is my encounter. This was my encounter with this guy. This is what happened. That is his fear. So what he's doing now is stalling. He's stalling every single thing. He's making sure the office does not move. He's going to use that his influence to stop everything. And the more he keeps that office, stalls everything, slows the pace, he still keeps his office as a special prosecutor. It's Akwawe.
Okay, Abuzia, we ne ensema ekọ so ewo political highway so aye sitting NPP MP and a Kevin Taylor ede ne honsem eba baby to ja o che say ni din apiemu ewo SML scandal mu na parliament one de ye tolerate criminals and honsem and aye de brem ebe da masesam jepene kokoti sa ensem we ede ma ya ha Ghana Politics Avenue so and don't forget to click on the notification bell so na be any updates be ebe drop bi ano wonso wonsa ebe to me aka medamase.